I'm failing at everything. I'm not meant to be happy. Everybody leaves me. I'm not good enough. Everyone hates me. I'm not worth it. I have no purpose in life. I'm not gonna get better. I just want to die. Those are some dark thoughts people have when they're struggling. And some of those thoughts were mine. But as I got the help I needed, those thoughts slowly went away. Please don't suffer in silence. When you suffer in silence and don't talk about how you feel, those thoughts slowly get louder and louder, and you might turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms, or even worse, suicide. And that's not what you want. Mental illness can be affected by anybody. It doesn't matter how old you are, and it doesn't matter what kind of background you have. Anyone can suffer from mental illness. I think it's very important to get help because with help, it is possible to get better. So for this video, I want to share how I got help and how you can reach out for help. I really started to struggle with my mental health in grade 9. I think it was like October or November when my friend wanted to do something after school, and I didn't want to because it was my first time hanging out with a guy outside of school, so I kept saying no because I just didn't feel 100% ready to do something with a guy outside of school. He kept trying to push me to say yes, so I eventually said okay, not knowing that day I was going to get raped from him. After the rape, I suddenly went into a deep depression, and I just wanted the pain to end. So I started to self-harm, and I didn't want anyone to know what was going on, so I didn't tell anyone. Eventually, my parents did find out about the self-harm from the school, but they didn't know about the rape. I went to therapy, and that was where I got diagnosed with depression and anxiety. I know therapy can sound scary at first, or it can seem like it's not going to help, but it can. It definitely took time for me because, change doesn't happen overnight. I really saw change when I really opened up about everything that was going on. A year and a half later, which was a couple months ago, I finally opened up that I was raped. And that was where I got diagnosed with PTSD. I feel like that was the best decision I ever made, opening up about what happened to me, because it felt good to open up about what happened and not keep it inside. It just felt good to get off my chest. For those who feel like when you go into therapy that people are just paid to listen to you and they don't really care about what you're saying, I want you to know that is not the case at all. People chosen that job because they want to help people. They really do care about your problems, how big or small your problems are. They're there to listen and they're there to help. Also, reaching out for support from people around you, like family and friends, can help a lot, even if they don't have much to say back. It still helps to get it all out, and there's always someone who's willing to listen to you and try to help. So please don't ever feel like you're alone. If you do feel like you have no one, there's always a crisis line you could contact. They're there to help and they're there to listen, so don't be afraid to reach out to them. I know telling someone that you're dealing with depression, anxiety, or any type of mental illness, or even you've been self-harming or have been having suicide thoughts, it's scary to tell someone because you don't know how they're going to react. And that's probably the scariest part. But please don't let that stop you from at least trying. They might surprise you and be very helpful, but you won't know unless if you try. I know for me, at first, I wanted to tell someone, but I felt like I couldn't. What you could do is write to that person, write them a letter or text message, but if you don't want to do it that way, you can always, do it in person. Just ask that person you trust and tell them you want to talk to them about something personal. Just try to explain it the best as you can. Telling someone first what's going on is probably the hardest, but when you get the help, it's definitely worth it. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to tell someone, but I do promise you, when you do open up about what's going on and tell someone, you're gonna feel a lot better. I promise.